What's up, guys? I'm Oklahoma's worst angler, Alex Epperson, coming to you on the Monster Bass channel to do the unboxing for September South region of Monster Bass. Now, if you don't know anything about Monster Bass, what they do is they have baits designed per region. Okay, so when you order and you sign up monthly, you're going to get baits that are designed for your region. So I'm going to unbox this really quick. We're going to talk a little bit about the baits in here. If you want to stick around for a little while afterwards, I am going to talk how I rig some of these up, a little unconventional, and probably some ways that you guys have done before too. But I know there's going to be some questions on how to use these and what I think they're going to be best for. So without further ado, let's open this up and let's see what's in here. All right. So first thing, when you get your Monster Bass box, you're going to see in there, show us your bass, different ways to win on social media. Trying to get my beard in here, okay? So, different ways to win on social media. Using hashtag thebetterbox, show us your bass. You can win prizes weekly by doing this on Instagram, okay? So, first thing you're gonna get in there is you're gonna get your card. Monster Bass, welcome to the Monster Bass. The Monster Bass Challenge, record an unboxing video and upload it to YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram for a chance to win $100. Use hashtag thebetterbox, another way to win. Another thing that's nice about this card is they're going to line out the baits and how much they cost. Okay, so you are getting the cost retail-wise of what these baits would cost. Before I get further in here, I want to let you guys know every single one of these packs are brand new packs. I have not opened them yet. I have opened the box just to look at it, but these are not sample packs. These are full retail packs. Next thing you get in there is an O-Meals card. Kind of like MREs. Meals on the go, you get 20% off your first order using code MONSTERBASS. We got a new sticker this month as well. At least I haven't got the sticker yet because it's not on my desk. So that's going on my table right here. All right, so let's get to the baits. First thing we've got is the V&M Hightail Shad. V&M Hightail Shad, full pack, little paddle tail bait. Next thing we've got is the Zeeman Diesel Minnows, okay? Now these are a little paddle tail bait as well because in the south, the bass are starting to chase bait fish and we want to have swim baits. We want to have something that is going to attract them and get the big bites. The next thing we've got is Great Lakes. Now this looks kind of like a frog or something that is going to work as a trailer for another bait that's in here, okay? But this right here, found out that Great Lakes is actually a sister company off of Big Bite or Smart Baits. Smart Baits, not Big Bite Baits, Smart Baits. My mistake. Next one, a brand that I love X-Zone. Okay, X-Zone makes some great stuff. I've got some of their 11-inch blitz worms. This right here is the adrenaline bug. Okay, 4-inch adrenaline bug. The claws float. So this is gonna be a perfect punching rig or Texas rig because those claws are just gonna float right to the top of that water. So it's gonna sit there and those claws are gonna float up. We got black and blue on this one. Black and blue has been hitting right now, especially with how dirty the water is from all the rain. Next, we've got a pack of Mustad EWGs, 3-aught, okay? 3-aught EWGs. Then we've got the Strike King Bleeding Bait Elite Buzz Bait. Elite Buzz Bait, there's a lot of different buzz baits out there, but the Strike King Elite Buzz Bait, it's got this little cap right up there that is going to help keep all the grass and all the weeds from getting tangled up and keeping that prop from spinning. Also, there are holes drilled into the prop that's going to allow more of a bubble trail and allow that prop to kind of slow down a little bit and give a little more action, a little more noise, and like I said, a bubble trail. Next thing we've got in there is the Live Target Sunfish. Or what is this? Yeah, Sunfish. So this one right here, I did open this up because I want to show you guys from Live Target. This little Sunfish, I've got a bigger one of these and they work great. The action on these is phenomenal. It's got a really fat paddle tail right there. The hook, the fins are soft to where that's going to get out of the way. But the way they have these weighted right here is you can swim it or you can bump it. Just like a little perch, or I say perch all the time, but a little sunfish feeding on the bottom. So you can bring it along and bump it along, or you can swim it. It's going to come through the weeds, it's going to come through the grass just fine. It's got a little hole right here on the bottom to where you can add a treble hook if you want to do that. I personally will not do that. Last but not least, we've got the Savage Gear 3D Bat. Now, this is one that I was not very sure of. I'm still not confident in it, but I've seen it used and I've seen it catch big fish. The thing that I love about this bait right here is while it had me second guessing everything, But what I love about this is going to push me outside my comfort zone. This is something that I've seen work extremely well in urban environments, in creeks, anything like that, because the way these wings work, it's more of a crawling action in the water. So you don't have to run this back fast. You want to kind of work it a little bit slow and let it flap and let it crawl through the water. So it's going to displace a lot of activity or a lot of water. Good rattles in there. This is one that is going to attract a lot of big fish, and fish with, you know, eyes bigger than their mouth. But this is something that, like I said, I was not sure about. I was not too confident, and I'm really not that confident in it, but I know it's going to catch fish, and it's going to push me outside my boundaries and outside my comfort zones. So that is one reason why I love this. I think this box was phenomenal. I think this was the only thing in this box that made me think, okay? But I'm going to be honest with you guys, because that's what we do at Monster Bass. We keep it real. We're not going to say that every box and every single bait in here is for everybody. But what it's meant to do is put you outside your comfort zone. Bass don't read textbooks, okay? And I'm going to get to that now. When I say bass don't read textbooks, what I'm talking about is you can swim a Texas rig. That's something I've been doing a lot lately, is I have a Texas rig set up. So my Texas rig here. What I've been doing with this that's a little bit different, a little unconventional, not quite as sexy, not quite as, you know, it's frowned upon, if anything. What I've been doing is I've got a 1/8 ounce tungsten with an EWG hook on there. And what I've done lately is I've put creatures and craw baits on here, and I've caught some big fish by swimming those baits, okay? So one thing in particular, you can take your X-Zone bait right here, this adrenaline bug. You can slap that on your EWG, break apart those appendages, and that right there, and you can swim that through the water, just nice and slow. With that 1/8 ounce, what that tends to do is it's gonna slide down a little bit because I don't peg it. So it's gonna sit down here. So it's essentially kind of a drop shot rig, but you're swimming it as it goes along. And that right there has been triggering a lot of bites. Another thing that I want to do, one thing that really intrigued me in this box was this Great Lakes frog. I think what I'm going to do with this guy right here, if you can see this, it's got a great keel shape. So what I'm going to do is take these Mustad 3/0 EWGs, and I'm going to Texas rig this but weightless. And what I'm going to do is toss it out there and bring it across the top of the water column. A lot like the Strike King Rage Tail Shad. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's designed to be burned across the top of the water. This is something I'm going to do with this, because these little legs right here are going to kick. It's a perfect shad color as well. So I'm going to Texas rig this weightless and bring this across the top of the water, or maybe let it sink a little bit and through the top of the water column. That's how I'm going to fish this one. You can slow roll it, especially because it's weightless. That's going to trigger a lot of bites. So take your EWG, grab your Mustad hook right here, this little EWG. Ah, that is sharp. That just stuck me. Biggest thing, the side that you want to be facing the bottom, hook into that side, okay? So we're going to bring that through just enough to where it's through the top of there. It's going to catch on the bait keeper right up top. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to measure this out. So it's going to be about right there. And what I'm going to do is push that hook through there. And because this has got this great cavity right there, I don't even have to expose that hook. I don't have to expose that hook at all, and that's going to sit right there, and that is going to give just enough weight right down there and then through the keel to where it's going to sit right on top of the water, and I'm going to be able to bring it right back and let those legs do all the work. Bass hits that, that's going to come down, and that hook's going to be right there. Smack right into the roof of the mouth. That's one way, a little unconventional, but that's one way that you can break this up. I know it's probably going to be thrown on as a trailer for a lot of these buzz baits. I'm gonna fish it like this. That's what I want to do. Next thing, so the Zeeman diesel minnows. Now the one thing that I have to say about Zeeman plastics, the 10 times tough, okay? These plastics are extremely strong. The Elastec that's in there, you can stretch this out and it will not break. I mean, it will eventually, but it's extremely strong. Downside, it is very tough to put onto a hook. So what I recommend with this is grabbing a keel weighted hook, an EWG, with a screw lock. So what you're going to want to do is put that screw lock in there. At least see how hard that is. This plastic is very unforgiving. Okay, you got to work it really deep in there to get that screw lock to hook up, because that plastic will just work against you every time. It's like rubber. Super soft, super durable, but it's going to take a little bit of work to get that screw lock all the way on there. All the way on. You want to make sure that when you have that undone, or when you have it set there, that minnow is going to be facing straight up. So that's not all the way there yet. So I got to twist it just a little bit more here. You're going to feel like you're twisting it too far. Now, what's nice about these minnows is there is a big cut right here in the belly, and there's actually a little groove in the back, on the back fin right here. So what you can do, figure out where that hook is going to go, like that right there. Measure that out. I'm going to push that hook up in there. And look at that. The hook is perfectly guarded. So when you are swimming this, that little keel weight is going to keep that straight up and down. Bass hits that, hook's right there. So a little unconventional, but a great way to do this. Another thing that you can do with these is a jig head. Works just fine. Now again, with the Zeeman minnows, with that Elastec plastic they use, try and find a jig head that's got a wire bait keeper on there. The ones that have it built into the jig head, they don't hold on as well. You have to shove it really up in there. Not like that. Not like that. You got to push it way hard onto there to make it actually hook on. So that's why I like the screw lock for the Zeeman. Last thing here, the V&M Shad here. What is this? The hightail Shad. Now, the way these are packaged, it makes you think that they want you to swim it with this up. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to swim it this way. And the reason for that is I think that boot tail and that paddle tail is going to kick a whole lot more, but because of the cut right here in the belly, you can do the exact same thing. You can take your Texas rig, you can take your EWG, weightless, jig head, whatever you want to do. And what we're going to do here is put this right through the top, like that. That's going to flip around. We're going to measure that out. We're going to put it right through the back. The back where the bait, or where the hook is not supposed to go, technically. And that's going to sit right in there, just like that. And you've got a perfect shad imitating swim bait right there. That boot is going to kick, going to displace a lot of water. When the bass hits that, that hook is right there. And it is a perfect built-in weed guard. So you can bring that through the thick grass. As the grass is receding, you can bring it right across those weed lines. This is going to be perfect. Another thing this is going to kill, some sand bass, because I love fishing for sand bass. But those are some unconventional ways. Those are some different ways that I like to rig things up. If you guys are still here, thanks for watching. Make sure you sign up for Monster Bass. This is the September box for the South region. And I will see you guys next time I'm on the water.